So you want a hardware wallet, but what should you buy? There's so many options out there. So let's break down the top 3 brands that you can choose from. We'll go in depth here, so feel free to skip around as need be. And if you found the content useful, make sure to like and subscribe below. Let's get into it. Satoshi Labs, the creator of Trezor, is located in Prague, Czech Republic. They currently have 3 different tiered models. The first one being the Model 1 at 34 USD. Then we have the mid-range wallet, Safe 3 at 79 USD. Lastly is the Safe 5 sitting at 169 USD. The Model 1 comes in white and black. The Safe 3 has 4 colors: black, rose, silver, and gold. And the Safe 5 comes in black, violet, and green. Lastly, they have a bullish Bitcoin-only orange version for the Safe 3 and 5. The Model 1 consists of a thermoplastic blend with a 1-inch OLED display screen. It has a 2-button pad and weighs 12 grams. The Safe 3 is plastic with aluminum backplates, a 1-inch OLED display screen, 2-button pad, and weighs 14 grams. The Safe 3 is also plastic with aluminum backplates, but the glass is Gorilla Glass 3. It has a 1.5-inch color display, a touchscreen, haptic feedback, and a micro USB slot. It weighs 23 grams. As for Tangem, headquartered in Zug, Switzerland, we have their 2-card set at 54.90 USD, the 3-card set at 69.90 USD, and the Tangem ring at 160 USD. Tangem's 2-card set, it only comes in black, but they have tons of other options for the 3-card set. This includes Stealth, Bitcoin, Vivid, and Pastel. They also do limited edition brand versions such as Tron, Caspa, and Shiba. Tangem cards are made of hermetic plastic. They have an NFC chip and weigh 6 grams each. Tangem rings, on the other hand, are made of zirconia ceramics. They also have the NFC chip and weigh 6 grams. Switching to Ledger's product line from Paris, France, we have their base model, the S Plus, at 79 USD. Their mid-tier model, the X, stands at 149 USD. After that is the Ledger Flex at 249 USD. And lastly is their premium model, the Ledger Stacks, at 399 USD. Both the Ledger S Plus and X come in black, blue, pink, yellow, green, and orange. As for the Flex, there's gray and orange. And the Stacks only comes in black. The Ledger S Plus is mostly plastic with a stainless steel arm. It has a 1.1-inch OLED display screen, 2 buttons on the top part of the device, and weighs 21 grams. The Ledger X is very similar. It's mostly plastic with a stainless steel arm. It has a 1.1-inch OLED display screen, 2 buttons on the front of the screen, Bluetooth, and weighs 34 grams. The Ledger Flex has an aluminum frame with a plastic back cover. It has a 2.84-inch black and white e-ink touchscreen. There's also a Gorilla Glass screen cover with anti-glare coating, Bluetooth, NFC, and it weighs 57.5 grams. And lastly, the Ledger Stacks is plastic and aluminum with embedded magnets. It has a 3.7-inch black and white e-ink curved touchscreen, an ultra-thin plastic screen cover with anti-glare coating, Bluetooth, NFC, wireless charging, and it weighs 45.2 grams. Let's compare the different aspects of these wallets so we can get a better idea of the trade-offs for each one. Out of the gate, Tangem has no battery life because it has no battery. It uses NFC to connect to their mobile app. Trezors also have no batteries in any of their wallets, but you should know that the Model 1 uses a micro USB. The Safe 3 and 5 use a USB-C connection, so you need to connect them to turn on the hardware wallet. For Ledger, it's a bit of a mix. The S Plus has no battery and requires a Type-C connection. The Model X contains a 100 mAh lithium-ion battery, said to last 7 hours in use or a few months while idle and charged using a Type-C connection. For the Flex and the Stacks, they state that the 200 mAh lithium-ion battery will last up to 10 hours of normal use or up to 150 transactions. I always plug my hardware wallets in, so battery life isn't really a selling point here. In terms of durability, Ledger hands down has the most superior quality. It just feels better. The materials are smoother and seamless. This goes all the way from the S Plus to the Stacks. The other day, I got my hands on the new Flex and Stacks, and I don't think there's any other hardware wallets out there that feel as good in the hand as these do. Trezors feel a bit different and have an awkward shape that's more jagged and less smooth, but the quality is still there and they are extremely lightweight. As for Tangem, the card is what you'd expect. It's more flexible than a credit card, so you need to store them more carefully. But as for the ring, it's super solid and quite durable after banging banging it around. No scratches yet. I mean, come on, you can't get more portable than Tangem. The ring stays on at all times, and even the cards can slip into your wallet. Ledgers and Trezors are a bit more awkward to travel with. I've gone around the world with Ledgers twice and was worried every time that they went through customs to be x-rayed. Having something that's actually on your person makes traveling stress-free. Most hardware wallets on this list use certified secure element EAL 6+ chips, which are the industry standard to secure your crypto. If you're wondering what this is, these are the chips the government puts in our passports. Yes, there are chips in our passports. For example, US passports have active authentication that uses a combination of cryptographic techniques to verify the chip's authenticity, which stores a private key that can't be read from the outside. Now, only 2 of the wallets on this list do not have the 6+ chips. The Trezor one uses a general purpose microcontroller with Trezor firmware. This means that the device relies on the software and not the hardware. For this reason, and with today's options, I wouldn't even recommend buying this wallet at its low price, as it's one of the oldest crypto wallets out there. As for the Ledger X, it has a certified secure element EAL 5+ chip. While it might seem outdated, there are not any wild improvements between the 5 and the 6 chips, in which both do the trick to secure our crypto. I'll point out that the Ledger X is actually my most used hardware wallet since 2019, and I haven't noticed any difference in user experience. Let's get into recovery. All Ledger wallets generate a 24-word seed phrase, which is basically the keys to your crypto. Keep these safe and you will always have access to your crypto, even if your device is destroyed. Ledger also prompts a PIN code each time you access the device. They also have a service called Ledger Recovery, which you can pay them to essentially store your seed phrase. Trezor lets users choose between a 12 and 24-word seed phrase. They also have a new 20-word seed option for the safe models, which you can check out. Just like Ledger, you will also set up a PIN code for your device upon setup. And Tangem also lets users generate a 12 or 24-word seed phrase. You can also set an access code instead of a PIN, which is basically a password. And biometrics adds an additional level of security here. Another difference is that you can choose to generate a private key directly in the chip itself. Although this is easier, it can be seen as a bit more risky if you lose all your backups, which are your Tangem cards. Existing seed phrases can also be imported to any wallet. Even if someone finds your card, they can't get past your access code. Trezor doesn't require any sort of identification, and many of their features promote anonymous transactions. Ledger have come under scrutiny in the past for their analytics feature on Ledger Live. The company has been caught data harvesting for clicks, page visits, crypto transactions, and more. By tracking this information, Ledger could theoretically sell the data to third parties or even give that info to local governments. But remember, there's no proof of them selling this data on. Tangem don't conduct registration or verification of their users, and they state that no information such as geolocation or citizenship is gathered at any point. Realistically, the data they collect on the app is unknown, but we need to remember that we're dealing with blockchains where all transactions are public information. Let's move on to native apps. You can swap, buy, sell, and stake hundreds to thousands of different tokens in all of the apps. But in my personal opinion, Ledger has the best app of them all, called Ledger Live. They have the most features, the best UI, and the smoothest experience when it comes to managing crypto. Some of the language versions include Chinese, German, English, French, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, and so on. And the app is available on both mobile and web. Tangem app is next, which has been shipping a load of new features lately. Do note for Tangem hardware wallets that you do need a mobile device, as the app is mobile only. Languages include English, Spanish, French, Japanese, Ukrainian, German, and more. Lastly, Trezor Suite doesn't have many of the flashy features, but it does get the job done. And sometimes, simplicity is safer in its own right. They have both a mobile and web app. Languages include Czech, German, Spanish, French, Italian, Dutch, Portuguese, and others. HD accounts are more important to some users. They allow you to create separate accounts, addresses, or purposes within the same wallet. If you think of it like roots from a tree, it forms a web of events connected to the original source, which in this key is your private key. Do be aware that on Tangem, you can only create one account per blockchain. For example, one Bitcoin wallet, one Ethereum wallet, one Solana wallet, and so on. Trezor is said to allow up to 10 accounts per chain, and Ledger seemingly allows unlimited accounts. This could be a deal breaker for some of you, so be aware. Customer support can be a major pain point. Don't even get me started with Coinbase support. There can't be anything worse on the internet. Trezor has an online contact form on their website. They also have a chatbot where you can submit your questions. Tangem simply has a support email that you can access through their app. Ledger used to have a place to submit, but I literally can't find it anywhere. Okay, it was on the bottom and now it's not even loading. After that, the icon finally appears. That's pretty bizarre. Being transparent, I've seen others having a difficult time reaching out to their support on Twitter. Each brand has its own reputation to be aware of. Trezor, as claimed online, is the oldest standing hardware wallet with the Trezor 1. In an incredible 11 years in the crypto space, which feels more like a century, the company has had a near flawless reputation over this time. There was an incident where the old models were vulnerable to physical brute force attacks, but the new safe models have fixed this issue. Ledger, on the other hand, has had a tough few years, but with some success. The company leaked over 1 million emails, was caught data harvesting, which we mentioned earlier, and allowed an ex-employee access to Ledger Live, who in turn got hacked, allowing the hacker to upload malicious code to the Ledger Live app. They also had to delay their Stacks release for over a year due to a poor supplier with a curved screen. Then they had to start again from zero with a new supplier and shipped a solid product. And then the surprise release of the Ledger Flex had people buzzing. But they are more expensive premium products, with the cost increasing even more due to the new screen supplier's costs. Every company has its ups and downs, and Ledger has had a solid 10 years in the space. They were my first hardware wallet, and I still use them to this day. Tangem claims to have 0 out of 1 million cards hacked since 2018. Even in my own research, I couldn't find any cases where Tangem was breached or hacked. Feedback from users showed they appreciate the ease of use, and responses to new products has been positive. We've covered a ton of details, but why should you choose one hardware wallet over another? The biggest difference between Tangem and the others is that Tangem does not need to be plugged in, as it uses NFC readers to connect to the app as a signer. Ledger and Trezor must be connected via Bluetooth or Type-C cable. And this is what gets us to a crucial point when you're making the decision. We need to think whether a screen is important or not. I spoke to some of the Ledger team at their 10-year anniversary event, and they say screens are safer hands down. This is the biggest debate with hardware wallets. There are 3 pros of screens. Users can verify transaction details such as recipient addresses and amounts before approving the transaction. This reduces malware or hacker risk that can manipulate data on phones or computers. Secondly, inputting pins on screens can isolate the process from compromised devices. And the third reason is that the seed is displayed on the device itself during setup and never exposed to external networks or devices. There's also 3 pros for screenless devices. Firstly, it's much simpler to use. The user experience isn't as complex and clunky as the vast amounts of data from screens that we would need to sign transactions. Secondly, they state that private keys never leave the chip, and this is backed by multiple third-party audits. But again, they also have a seed phrase option if that's important to you. And the third reason is that users must rely on the app itself. The wallet is only a signing device using NFC, and the app handles the transaction. Users can check transaction details within the app itself if need be. Even with Tangem, I prefer to generate with a seed phrase even though it's not the perfect option. It just gives me more peace of mind that I have a backup that doesn't rely on the Tangem app itself. If I were buying my first hardware wallet, here's what I do. Personally, I prefer seeing my transactions on a screen. So if money wasn't an issue, I'd pick up a Ledger Flex and maybe even a Ledger Stacks. If you want something in the mid-tier, consider picking up a Safe 5 or even a Ledger X. Now, if you want something more portable, that leaves the S Plus and the Tangem wallets. Hands down, the best wallet for this option is Tangem, as it can easily be put on your finger or even in a wallet. Ledgers and Trezors need to be put in a bag, a pocket, or elsewhere, and they're easy to lose track of. As a budget option, I'd go for the S Plus or even the Safe 3. The Ledger X has been protecting my crypto for literally 5 years, and I've never had an issue with it. This includes tons of transactions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Solana. I also hold some crypto on an S Plus. Additionally, I have a Safe 3 so I can spread out my crypto amongst many different wallets. And lastly, I have Tangem rings and cards so I can take small amounts of crypto on the go. Yes, I have too many wallets. The point I'm making is that you really can't go wrong with any of these brands. So if you're looking to buy a new hardware wallet, I have links down in the description for Ledger, Trezor, and Tangem. Get 20% off Tangem until December 15th by using my code. Also, subscribe to my channel for more updates about crypto and hardware wallets. Until next time, later.
you.